mastery of the self is achieved by improving the three main attributes of the self, which are the body, mind, and soul. Each one of these three, of course, have their own desires, the way to sustain them, and the way to improve them. And of course, it isn't just about working on each one of these three individually, but about improving and sustaining and then harmonizing between these three. And that's where self-mastery lies, in the harmony between these three, not just in the improvement of each individually. The body is sustained through movement and food, obviously, which I'm not going to be talking about, but is improved through action. So you could have the healthiest lifestyle you could think of, but if you have no purpose, no forward movement, no cause, nothing to wake up in the morning for, just your daily job that only allows you to sustain the body more, and you feel like it is not helping others, you feel this aimlessness, then slowly the sense of uselessness will lead you to stress, to even depression, and those will make the body sick. So the body requires both food and movement and action to improve it. The mind is sustained through knowledge. Without it, it will rot away, it will become smaller, and it will become useless. It is sustained through knowledge, but it is not improved through knowledge. Many people think that if they memorize the capitals of every country and the colors of every flag and so on, and they become this moving encyclopedia, that they are now somehow very smart and very intelligent. No. All you did is improve your memory. If you don't know how to think for yourself, if you don't have this common sense to analyze things and not just consume them but digest them and come up with your own answers, find your own individuality in the question and in the answer, then 10-year-old with the ChatGPT will actually be a better encyclopedia than you, because they would have their own opinions without being buried under a mountain of other people's opinions. So if you're someone who is quick to temper, your answers are ready, you have fealty toward one group, one race, one gender, one party, political party, then you don't have clarity. And the clarity of the mind comes in a balance of knowledge and information consumed and digested through thought. You need to think for yourself, not let others do the thinking for you. No matter how many books you read and how many informational videos you watch, you need to think for yourself and do your own deductions and find yourself in an empty room, in a dark room, in a silent room without music that can send a tone to a specific theme, and think for yourself. Your brain may not be a muscle, but it acts like a muscle. To think is your birthright, so you use it or you lose it. Next is the soul, and the soul is sustained through faith, but is not improved by faith alone. Many of you don't agree with this idea, but faith is necessary to humble the self. Faith is there to remind you that the wealth you have, the beauty you have, the station you have, and so on, the things you got, even from your own hard work, are given to you. And this humbles the self to allows it to move forward. This forward movement is not possible if you think too much of yourself. You have to understand, faith is a tool that shows you that the house you're sitting in is given to you. Even if you paid for it, you didn't build it. Someone with that technology, with that ingenuity, built it for you. The car you use, the transportations, those that came before, they gave that to you. The freedom you have, so many people paid with their life and the life of their loved ones to give you that freedom. You have a cosmic debt the day you were born, not just to your parents, not just to the people that keep you safe, not just to the trees that give you the very oxygen you breathe. You are 99% taker and 1% giver, and that is if you are the best of the altruistic among us. You are still 99% taker. You have a cosmic debt that no matter who you are, you will not be able to repay till the end of your days. And so be humble. That's what faith teaches us. But unfortunately, that's not what most people understand from faith. And so in this channel, I will be explaining true religion, not the mainstream media religion, not these mainstream religions that are used by totalitarian governments. Abrahamic religions are all true, but they have been molded. They have been molded and altered by these people that have nothing but their own agendas. They don't care about religion or God. All they want is to take more control. So I will also be explaining true religion, because faith is necessary in the forward movement and in the mastery of the self. I will also be answering the difficult questions about faith, like if you have your doubts and you want to reach certainty, or if you have your doubts and have already decided and because you couldn't find the answers. I will be answering those difficult questions like, where is proof of God? If God is absolute, just and kind, then how come he allows so much suffering? If faith and religion are so necessary, then here is history and here is the present life. How come they're not helping those that practice them? And so on. So I will be answering all of these difficult questions to make sure that you have, at the very least, the tools necessary to find, to inform your own answers. Your parents, for example, can give you the wealth of the family. They can give you things that they have themselves, but they cannot give you faith. That's the only path that we all must walk alone. Others can show you the path, they can pave the path for you, they can give you the tool, but they cannot walk it for you. And so you need to give religion and faith in God the same benefit of the doubt that you give science for you to be able to improve it. Maybe you are wrong. There are so many great minds throughout history like Avicenna, Isaac Newton, and Albert Einstein, and Socrates, from new and old. These great minds, they believed in God. Many people, the mistake they do in mastering the self is that they keep reading these self-help books and they focus on one side of the self. So they look at the body, they think that we are nothing but this best version of the animalistic self here on this planet of Earth, and they think, okay, I'll just improve this, and they're very confused to why they're not reaching this contentment. Others, they become very logical, and that turns them into cynical beings, and they focus only on mind. Well, unfortunately, many people actually throughout the world, I've seen that they focus solely on faith and the soul. They say that things like this chapter is very short, is very limited, there is no benefit to it, so they don't improve the body, they don't improve the mind, all they do is sit and pray, and faith actually leads them to inaction. The main purpose of faith is to lead you to more action, to be more humble, but I've sensed from them that they actually become more proud that, oh, since I am in this religion and I pray from day to night, then I must be favored by God, no matter what happens. And it leads to inaction, to where when they're poor, they don't work for it, even though if you look to the original sources, the actual sources of the teachings in religion, you find out that you've always pushed to work, to provide for your family, then provide for the world. It is a necessity for you, a duty for you to take care of your mind and body. It is part of your faith to actually work out and eat healthy food, but is lost on people and usually leads them to inaction. So in this channel, I will be explaining all of this and of course answer any of the questions you might have. So go ahead and ask the difficult questions, no problem. The more inquisitive you are, the better informed you are and the better decisions you can make. Of course, I do have my own business that I take care of and work on basically 7 days a week. I am also an author and writer, and above all, I am a family man. So please do be patient with the frequency of these videos, because I do want to make quality videos and not just something that, is available anywhere else. My approach will be very different. Not a firm believer in the way the school system is, to where you memorize what those better people have said and you do not leave the path, you do not think outside the box. I'm going to guide you, I'm going to tell you at least the things that have worked for me. They might not work for you, but either way, this will be a journey for us, for you, for me, and we'll see how it goes. My name is Shobeir, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.